everyone. It is Mark Berman from TVMI. I'm coming to you from the Banff World Media Festival. I have a special guest named Amber J. Lawson. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. So tell me where you're from.
Well, I run an organization called Comedy Gives Back.
Yes.
I'm the CEO,
Yes.
and Comedy Gives Back, we do live comedy events around the globe across platforms to raise money for charity.
Sure. That's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And where are you based?
In Los Angeles, California.
Oh, so you're from LA.
Yeah.
Now, where do you do these events? In any just various places?
Well, so really our goal is to be international, and the whole thrust of Comedy Gives Back is to raise the vibration of the planet through laughter. So in 2013, we did our first 24-hour global digital telethon in Sydney, Australia, London, New York, and LA, and we hubbed out of the What's Trending studios in Hollywood, and then hubbed the rest of the LA portion out of the Improv in Hollywood.
That's very cool. And do you work with various comedians, just a variety of people? Is there anyone in general that you work with?
Everybody, right? The idea is that we are uniting the comedy community for good. And so we had anywhere from Jimmy Kimmel to Dane Cook to Mark Maron to Falula Borg and the YouTubers. We had a lot of the IFC talent, Zach Galifianakis, and then the international talent like Adam Hills and Rove McManus.
And when did this whole initiative start?
So we started in 2011, and we kicked off at YouTube's Comedy Week in 2013.
Right.
In kind of so we beta tested in 2011. In 2013, we came out, and Comedy Gives Back was the opening night international comedy event of YouTube's Comedy Week. And then in that fall is when we went around the world. And then since, we've been doing local, national, and global events. And we have some really big ones coming up.
Yeah, anything you could tell us?
Well, we're about to announce some big stuff. I know you're trying to pull it out of me, but I can't tell you yet. I can't tell you yet!
I'm pulling. No, I can't get it out of you. Now, are these more, you go on the road? Are you just going to various places? Are they one-time things? Are they ongoing? What is it?
Well, they're all based around a different charity. So like we, in our 24 hours around the world, it was Malaria No More. When we were at South by Southwest, it was Feeding America. So it's each one kind of takes on its own personality. It's all live streamed. So either you are in the venue or you can watch the venue on various platforms. And we're looking at exploring different platforms like Periscope and Meerkat and Hang With, and trying to do different ways to connect with different groups of people and different audiences.
And how do you hook up with the charities?
Well, our biggest thing is kind of threefold. One is transparency, so you know where the money is going, that it's international, and that there's a measurable result. So like with Malaria No More, obviously international, they have a one and done kind of philosophy. So $1 inoculates a child and saves a life.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's
and
really
and
cool.
they break down the 70 cents is the actual inoculation, and 30 cents is the case there, you know what I mean? Like they break it down into how every cent is used.
And do you have a tally of how much money you might have raised at this point?
So it's really, there's dollars and then there is reach. And so each organization has different needs or wants. And so that's kind of how we craft the event. So the impact has been, we reached over 100 million. On our Malaria No More. When we were at Feeding America, we had 60 million. And it's, like Feeding America wanted to connect with the millennials and influencers. So that was a huge win for them to have that much impact, especially in that South by Southwest really influencer community.
That's really very cool. It's a very nice thing you're doing.
Well, we're about doing good at scale, and so that's part of it. And my background is, a digital storyteller. I program. I was at AOL programming all the content there before we launched Comedy Gives Back, and now I consult with different companies to build out their strategies. I also do social media. I have a social media agency. So, and then we do fabulous conferences like this.
This is really cool. This is a really cool conference. You've been here before?
No, this is my first time.
Oh, this is your first time.
And I got this year to curate the digital and brand tracks. So this is the first year we had the brand plus content track, and just building out the digital presence and the I don't know, the different models that are emerging and how people are telling stories across platforms.
So this is your first time at
Banff? At Banff.
Is this place
It's
incredible?
amazing. Oh my gosh.
Insane?
It's insane.
You know, I'm facing from my window. You look out, you're like, this is amazing. I don't want to leave this.
I know. It's like,
I
say it looks like a backdrop of like the studio lot, you know?
Right.
You're like, it's not real. It's
Right.
so
Right.
beautiful. It like hurts your eyes. It's like, how can this be real?
It's, you know, and I've been taking pictures and I've been putting them on Facebook. They look like postcards.
Yeah.
You know?
And my whole feed is full of like pictures from here and way here. And it's like,
and you know,
bam, bam, bam.
What's really cool about this background is I don't like taking pictures of myself. I don't like looking at myself on pictures. However, when you have a background like this, you don't look too bad.
Right? Everything looks
now,
better, right?
Let's backtrack a second because you said something that I'm very interested in because I'd like to learn more about. Because you're very interesting.
Go on.
You said you run a social media agency?
Yes.
What does that mean?
Well, so what bubbled up, I have had a presence in social media. I was early at Twitter, early on all the kind of platforms.
Right.
I've always kind of been an early adopter that way. And what's interesting, I come from acting background. So I have a degree in theater from the University of Missouri, and I was at Second City in Chicago. So I have lots of like performers is part of my blood.
Right.
And our generation didn't necessarily adopt that as maybe from a traditional line. And now they're really gravitating towards like, I am not getting roles I'm not getting cast over someone who has a bigger Twitter following. Help me build my online story, my online persona,
right.
and drive traffic into that so that
you're helping people build their social media presence.
Right, their story online, their social media persona.
Right.
And sometimes, so I also work for companies, like startups, like different brands or different content companies as they're launching, building that brand, creating that brand essence of what does their voice sound like. And, you know, just because I've been doing it for so long, helping to just build that story, build that persona.
Now, let me ask you this. Speaking of Twitter, I'm very active on Twitter. On an average day, I tweet 30 to 40 times.
Wow, good for you.
Because I'm doing it through work. I actually I've had people criticize me on Twitter. I shouldn't admit this, but I'm going to admit it because I don't care. Somebody actually, my name is Mark Berman. Somebody set up a Twitter account called Fake Mark Berman. And every day...
That's the highest form of flattery. Are you kidding me? The fake Mark Berman account? I mean, does somebody make a fake Amber J. Lawson? Please. Please, I beg of you.
And what this person did, and I know who's doing it. I figured it out.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I do. I know who was doing it.
He knows. He's tracked you down.
And he has a fake name himself. I won't say who it is. But here's the deal. I don't even remember how I found this, but I do a daily newsletter. And every day the newsletter would go out, and this person would look at the newsletter and make fun of it on Fake Mark Berman. And I think to myself, obviously this person has nothing better to do. Any form of commentary, anything's positive, even if it's negative. Yeah. Then after a couple of months, I'm like, you know what? Enough already, because you're not funny already. Everything I said, he would watch this, and he'd go on Fake Mark Berman to make fun of me, not you. Because you're the star and I'm the idiot, right? But here's my question about Twitter. And here's what I'm going to do if you don't mind. I'm going to ask you this question, but we're going to do a part 2. Would that be okay?
All right.
Because we have a time.
It's like I made it to Johnny Carson's chair, right? I got called over to the desk.
When I do these
part
things,
2.
I always tell people, if we're really doing well, let's do a second one, because I only have a 10-minute time limit. So you're doing very well.
Oh my gosh, I'm doing well, everybody.
So we're going to come back tomorrow. We're going to look the same. And I'm actually... We're not going to change clothing. And I actually think, here's what I'm thinking. I think this is going to go up on Friday, which means part 2's on Monday. So we spent the whole weekend wearing the same clothing.
Same clothes.
Anyway, thank you.
That's what happens at Banff. I'm just saying. You party all night. You don't change your clothes.
Thank you very much. And I might not put it up Friday, but I might put it up Monday, but we'll see. But thank you. We'll see you back either tomorrow or through the end of the weekend. We'll see you back.
Okay.
Okay. Take